Good evening. If you've been to a Mike Spot Open show, you know that the trickle in effect happens pretty much every show. But anyway, for those of you that don't know my name, it is Izzy, your local Wilmington poet and performer. Um, Welcome back to a Mike Spot Open event, the Mike Spot Open event titled The Express, because hey, we all need something to express. We all got something on our chest, on our minds that's been, kind of eaten away, and it, feels therapeutic to get it out. So welcome back to anyone who has been to a Mike Spot Open show, and welcome to those who this is their first time, So yeah. To my virgins out there, welcome. You have no idea what's in store. But anyway, so for y'all that don't know how Mike Spot Open show goes and how we do poetry here, no matter where we go, we have a couple of rules, couple of rituals that we like to do to kind of get people to be connected and actually vibe with whoever is up here on the stage performing. So I'm gonna give y'all a couple of tools to use, you know what I'm saying? So anytime you hear like something dope, you know what I mean? Like when you hear like an audible like, ooh, like you just heard something fire, so woo. So say it with me now. Woo. Everybody, come on. I'm not doing this by myself. Everyone, are you ready to do it? Do it now. Woof. All right. Now, you know how you get the screw face sometimes, like you've been to a lemon, but really you also heard some smoke, where you go, mmm. So all together now, let's go, mmm. All right. Now, another tool that you can use is that you can snap. You can snap. If you hear something dope, you can stomp your foot. If you hear something dope, shoot, you can even holler like, yo, talk. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, that's fire. Like stuff like that. That's acceptable too. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we're gonna do it all together time. Now, all right. Now I want y'all to follow me. All right. So woof. Mmm. Now snap a couple times. Stomp your foot. There you go. All right. So now y'all got tools. So that way, if you hear anything you like up on the stage, you can let that person know, like, I'm feeling you. I feel you right here. Like, I get it. All right. So since it is the first show back, I'm gonna go ahead and kick things off before we get to our first poet in the house, who I am delighted to see here. Been a long time, my man. All right, so the name of this piece is titled Six Disc Shuffle. The one thing that I remember growing up was my mom's stereo. Her collection of cassettes and CDs tucked comfortably underneath. It was the one thing that filled the rooms of our apartment. Empty spaces became engulfed in Bob Marley. The foundations would stand firm and fulfilled with laughter of mother and child. The halls would echo Tracy Chapman as mother played the role of fast car because moving objects outside the window always seemed to be in slow motion. Maybe that's why the memory seemed so long and sweet, or I was just that tired as a child. Sometimes enough was not enough to get by, but somehow you managed until the first came around when Bone Thugs dished up whatever mama was cooking. Dinner for two always felt like the right size dinner party. Mom's friends came and went, and Lauryn Hill's miseducation was always educating when dealing with X factors. I always would let her know that I was there. Our little broken home held together by booming pillars with 6-disc change set to suit our mood and the love that kept us together. Outside the apartment may have sounded like Tupac or Dave Matthews, but inside to mother and son, it sounded like home sweet home. Thank you. All right, so the first poet that we're gonna have on the stage is a long-standing Mike Spot Open performer. He is also the director of Brunswick Little Theater down in Brunswick County. So if you are ever down that way or in need of a nice theater show or a stage play, I guarantee you'd be in for a great time when you go to one of his shows. So please give a warm welcome to OWG.
It's been a very long time And I'm glad that Izzy and company could get this thing going again. I kind of wish that there were like 400 more people, but that'll come, I hope. I'm still writing the same kind of poems as I used to. Never written a rap poem, and probably won't be able to. But the poems that I have been working on, should I just keep going? Or should I wait? I'll keep going. The ones that I've been working on, I've gotten some very wonderful critiquing from different groups of people that I've been reading at, and so here we go. This first poem is called Master Craftsman. It was clear to anyone watching which man was the master. As crystal as the Carolina summer sky stretched out a turquoise canopy high above the working men. It was not the owner of the mansion peeking through his big bay window, spying on the progress of the work. Oh no. He was merely paying for the privilege of witnessing perfection created by the artist carpenter much coveted in the county. It was not the young apprenticed laborer, skillful though he was, laying planks on risers, hopping from board to board, his crowbar and hammer in hand, sweating from the heat radiating off the new deck, the sun tanning his bronzed, blonde skin. The measure for each puzzle piece had already been laid out and checked and marked with a heavy lead pencil expertly, exactly, by another man. It was surely not the boss man, his beer barrel bellied bulging beneath his sweat-stained shirt, his pig pink face already scorched as he stood by the table saw in the shade, protecting himself from the high noon July sun. He waited patiently for specks, 10 by 2 1/8, 3 by 4 1/2, shouted to him by the old man, bending over the nearly completed staircase, built narrowed at the top, widening through each step down to the green grass carpet. The last kick plate, the last tread, waiting for that final touch, just a nudge to the left. No, damn it. You there, white boy, pry that piece out. Too long by an inch. The young laborer leaped to obey, heedless of the old man's tape draped on the branches and on the braces. The old man's sharp shout stopped the boy cold like a whip snap. Sonny, you kick my measure, I'll drill your kneecap and screw your little toe to that riser so's you'll be a part of this porch till the house falls down in green, moldy antiquity. Boss man, standing cool in the live oak's shade, cackled, "Best believe him, boy, I seen him do it." The master carpenter looked away so the young worker would not see beneath the white stubble on his old black chin, and grinned, the grin that could set your world afire, growing on his creased and whiskered face. He thought, better to keep the young boy guessing. No reason to make learning too easy. 'Twas a struggle for me, let it be hard too for that big white boy. Such vengeful thoughts came easy to him, though Rachel chided her husband for it. Better to do as Jesus did, she'd say. But his father before him had kept his eyes to the ground his whole long life, and had been much pleased to watch his only son Samuel learn his craft and pass his days to be his own self, his eyes up and straight ahead, no matter who was passing, bowing to no man, stepping aside to no one. Free to climb by his own work, this new staircase, crafted with the surety of his well-wrought artistry, and no man dare dispute its provenance. And one more, very short, just for the fun of it. This is called The Most Beautiful Country in Europe. And once again, I have to revert to different accents. I hope you don't mind. Mr. Caselli and his wife stroll into Calaveri's travel agency on the Lower East Side. Mr. Calaveri greets them at the door and asks what he can do for the gentleman and his lovely lady. Caselli says he's promised his wife a trip to the most beautiful country in Europe for their 30th anniversary. Which country does the eminent Mr. Calaveri think fills the bill? The eminent Mr. Calaveri ponders for a few moments. And then he says, Scotland. Scotland is the most beautiful country in Europe. Take your lovely wife to Scotland if you wanna. Here, Mr. Calaveri pauses and smiles and says, but then, Mr. Calaveri shrugs his shoulders. You gotta eat. Thank you.
Hey, y'all give it up one more time for OWG. Little something y'all might not know about OWG. This man and his lovely, lovely wife live all the way down in Southport. And this, when I say like this man is meticulous, he always hits me up, you know what I'm saying, making sure everything is on the up and up. But damn it, if him and his wife, you know, most of the times they're here, you know, religiously anytime we've had a show. So shout out to him and his wife for all that trek, you know, just to be able to come up here and express himself, you know what I'm saying? Like that's passion, that's love for the arts. And yeah, we always respect OWG for his work, you know. So before I call the next person up here, we're gonna go ahead and do another piece. This one, oh man. I don't know what to say about this one. You know what? I'll just do it, and I'll let y'all make of it what you will. There's a garden inside every city. Not just roses that sprout from concrete, but sunflowers that flourish on rooftops, tasting rays of nourishment above the smog. Kudzu vines crawl up beside dying buildings, covering apocalypses with greenery. Its lungs pressed against cold brick, trying to breathe life into dead bones. Purple and yellow tulips hug the edges of porches and stoops, holding on to the memories of laughter and pain shared between the people who called those steps diaries throughout the years. Dandelions dotted down dark alleys like breadcrumbs for the lost. Some of them wishing for another hit while others wish they never took their first, hoping those breadcrumbs can lead them out of the forest. Bonsai trees play watchmen in windowsills, each one poised for protection, pruned and grown to standard, but never does one lose its uniqueness amongst the uniformity. Dancing down the streets are cherry blossoms as they travel to their destiny, each one beautiful, each one untouched and radiant. You can hear their excitement echo above the heads of passerbys. Weeping willows cry at night when all they have to talk to are stones with carvings that say, hello, my name is blank. And all they do is talk amongst the dead in cliches tattooed on their bodies. As the willow watches its floral kin come visit occasionally, only to later rest amongst the silence as it was uprooted from its home. From sunflowers to willows, such is the cycle of life. But what plants we choose to water and what soil we choose to blanket our dreams with, like having faith in a mustard seed, that is the choice of you, the gardener. All right, so moving on to our next poet. He himself is a long-standing veteran and member of Mike's Wide Open. He is the villain himself. He is how can I say this? He is the most well-connected dude I know. Like, if this man wanted to take over the world the next day, like, it wouldn't surprise me with the number of people that he knows. Like, my man is well-connected, but he's also a well-spoken poet. Y'all, please put your hands together for the fifth horseman.
16 missed calls. Sorry I was busy, but I missed y'all. I'm kidding. I'm not Brent Fayaz. I can't sing. I'm not a singer. That's not what I do. First off, shouts out to Izzy, my cousin. Saw an opportunity. And shouts out to Morning Glory Coffeehouse. Please, I got me the mint chip Frappuccino. Please patronize the business. That way we can keep doing shows like this. And shouts out to yourselves for coming out here on a Friday night. I think this is a great way to kick off your weekend, coming to a coffee house and load up so you can go out and get drunk, and you'll have the energy to go out and get drunk later tonight, so it'd be good. Yeah. Somebody feel me. Please drink responsibly. Take the keys from the guy that said yeah. And I'm stalling. It's been a while since I performed, so trying to get back in the flow of things, in the groove. But I'm really happy to see a lot of familiar faces, and I'm just as happy to see a lot of new faces coming here to celebrate art with us and just come out and chill. And hopefully we can make this a regular thing. Again, it's always been a regular thing, but we're gonna make it a regular thing again. But this poem, if you know me, you've heard this poem. I'm not really coming up with nothing super new or anything, so it's probably gonna be one of your old favorites or one of the ones you're sick of me doing already. But who remembers the early '90s and the late '80s? No, nobody. Okay, I'm that old, really? All right. Well, still, back in the day, we used to have this "Say No to Drug" campaign, and they have all these stupid commercials, like cracking the egg. It's like in the frying pan. This is your brain on drugs, or you have the one where girl is a ballerina and she passing out. It's like, when I grow up, I want to be a ballerina. And they say nobody ever says they wanted to be a junkie when they grow up. But see, as a kid, I actually wanted to be a motherfucker when I grew up. Now, before you get upset, this is not some Oedipus Rex complex about incest. Understand, little kids can't comprehend context. So for them perspective, to us it might seem kind of weird though, but for them, a motherfucker sounds like some sort of urban superhero. See my dude lifting weights? He's strong as a motherfucker. See my brother run track? Yo, he fast as a motherfucker. Did you watch the dunk contest? Them cats can fly like a motherfucker. So as a kid, even though never one did I see, still I wanted to be one of these motherfuckers. And no, this ain't some comic book poem about how I was never given the green light to smash through the spawns of hell in a flash while everyone else is just chilling on the web. But see, I dare devils to see where I'm coming from. See, this is just a case of imagination. Imagination that the kids nowadays, we take away with medication. See, riddle me this and riddle me that. Riddle in so many drugs that you hallucinate and see bats so you can keep kids away from the houses of crack and your neighborhood herbalizers. But ain't no motherfuckers ever getting away from fires. Try not to think too much about that because it could cause you to lose sleep. But if you can't sleep, take Zocor. Does that make you nervous? Try Xanax. Is that not working? Try Zoloft. May cause indigestion, depression, and suicidal thoughts. But hey, that's just something else for us to work on. And it's inhuman to ever speak of something that is the bane of our existence. But do you ever think that just maybe they medicate us just so we can forget how super we really are? But what are you doing thinking? Just take your kryptonite injections. Of course, it's poison, but now it's safe because it's lead-based and now laced with vitamins and minerals. Because let's face it, a lack of iron does not suit you. See, When I was a kid, I wanted to be a superhero when I grew up. But see, the stark reality is now I'm just another motherfucker that has to do drugs. Yo, what you know about having 2 jobs and 2 pinched nerves and still having to work? But see, as a writer, Vicodin cuts off all the words, so I have to cut off my meds so I can finish a verse, and folks ask, does it still hurt? Y'all, if y'all think that poets write with pain, you have no motherfucking idea. And folks say things to me like, it's not like anyone's holding a gun to your head. Till the bottle of pills cocks back faster than a speeding Percocet. Don't you see how this is now part of your universe that you cannot withdraw from? Try asking them why they think we need so many drugs. But see, they don't want you asking questions, no. They just want you high as a motherfucker. And this may sound super freaky, but motherfuck Rick James and his cocaine, because it's a pharmacy that's a hell of a ride. What you know about keeping track of your pill schedule? What you know about keeping track of your milligram dosage all the way down to the decimal? What you know about having a pill schedule that shuffles more than your musical playlist? What you know about being on this stage at this very moment, hoping you don't notice how much my stomach's bloated? Damn it, push the effects to the side. What you know about scratching off a patch of your skin by accident simply because you're having an imaginary itch, man? Get out of here, Dewey. You don't want none of this shit. See, I struggle with a condition called good employment history, because see, I never did drugs, no, see, that would have kept me from working. I just never imagined that working would end up doing this to me, though. As a kid, I wanted to be a motherfucking superhero. Because nobody ever wanted to be a junkie when they grew up. Motherfucker.
Appreciate that, homie. Appreciate you. Appreciate your art. All of that. What's up, new people? Hey, everybody say, hey, new people. What's good? What's good? Welcome to the show. Hey, show of hands, have y'all ever been to a Mike's Wide Open show before? No? Whoa, we got some more versions in the room. That's what I like to see. Hey, look, listen, I live, you know what I'm saying, for this to be someone's first poetry experience, because I know y'all gonna be in for some shit, all right? So since y'all are new, and anyone else who is new that I haven't spoken to that's coming here, we got some tools, you know, for y'all to use, so that way if you do hear someone else up here that's dope, that you vibing and you feeling with, you got some tools to work with, all right? So just to get y'all relaxed and comfortable, so y'all know when y'all hear a fire bar in a song, right? And you like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know that feeling, right? All right, so I want y'all to do that with me real quick. All right, so ooh. All right. So you know how you get that screw face sometimes. It's like, So go ahead and do that with me now. Go on, come on. You act like y'all don't do it. Listen, we all know that Jadakiss bar during the verses was fire. Don't act like y'all didn't have the screw face listening to that shit. Now, come on. Work with me, okay? So, That's all right. Now snap a couple times. Stomp your feet. There you go. These are all tools that you can use if you feeling somebody up here on the stage. Even you can be like, yo, talk that shit. Like, that's all. We encourage that, all right? All that shit here. We want you to feel like you at home with your cousin and he was like, hey, yo, I got this song I've been working on, you know? We want you to have that feeling when you hear. All right. So welcome to the show. Glad y'all here. Glad y'all kicking it with us tonight. All right, so moving on to the next poet that's coming up to the stage. He's actually new to a Mike's Wide Open event, at least to me. I've never seen him perform before, so I'm looking forward to it. Hey, y'all please put y'all hands together for my man, Chuck.
It's going to be tough to follow that, but it's good to be here with y'all. I got some stuff to read from a book I put together for a Christmas present. Self-published. This one's called Blame. A snake in a tree, the tree in a garden, the garden across the Jordan. The fruit in the tree, not apple or orange. It's got a cap and gills and spores. The snake almost a savior, like Prometheus' gift in fire. For the sake of clay men walking the wire. The snake slithers through life. It's said to be cursed, but I could imagine much worse. The fruit forbidden, the tree of knowledge, primitive people perceive no evil. If the serpent's a devil and humans his victim, why not blame the tree that evicts him? But to blame is the problem. Couldn't stomach the raw. We're all making claims to what only God saw. I got another one. Yeah, it does. I illustrated it myself. Yeah. I wrote this mostly in 2020 when I was living in the woods. You know, the pandemic hit, and I decided how to stay away from people was to go live in the woods. I missed y'all, though. This is called I'll Pass on the Pacifism. The pacifist gatekeeps genocide. They are not interested in hunting, fishing, blood on their hands. Yet neither do they see factory farmers losing limbs to soybean tofu in the store for buy one, get one free. Pacifists feed off of their ego and avocados grown across the Pacific. Plantations are a thing of the past and a great name for a cul-de-sac. Subdivisions fulfill suburban dreams where pacifists can burn their greens while philosophically suffocating contemporary liberation fiends. Every week, an Amazon employee leaves work in an ambulance, but the pacifists will protest a strike if they pick up arms along the picket line. I got one more for you. It's short. And I'm not trying to bring y'all down. This one's actually supposed to be happy. It's called Stumbling Upon Death. The condor circles carnage, not the bringer of death, just a sign at the scene. Smell comes next. Its bald head and bent beak feathers part to peck flesh, digging deep in its dish, disassembles bowels. The dinner doesn't suffer, heart at rest in its ribs. Bird didn't catch prey, cleanses the ground. Each creature deserves death. It's a promise from the planet. Flowers grow from the grave, won't be stopped at the gate. Thank you.
Yo, Chuck, question, my man. You got multiple copies of that book? Like, what's up? You got a few? Well, let the people know. When you got product, you're supposed to let the people know. Yes, please see my man about Chuck and his books, a self-published author. Y'all give it up one more time for him, man. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so before we move on to the next poet that's come up on the stage, by the way, if you do want to perform, please just come find me in the crowd. I'm normally, sneaking around, just make sure everybody is good. So just come tap me on the shoulder and be like, hey, man, can I get up there and say a little something? You know what I mean? Like, I got you. No worries. All right. So moving on to the next poet coming up here, y'all. Oh. When this person hit my line, I was like, I was pleased. It made my whole day. They're also another Mike's Wide Open performance veteran. I miss hearing her shit. She always got good work. Y'all please put y'all hands together for Linda Restrepo.
Hey, Mike's Wide Open. How we doing tonight? Ooh, it's a little tall. All right. Good thing I don't need it. All right. So this piece is a poem that I wrote about a year and a half ago. It's called Inside Your Mind. And the back of his head is at the front of my mind. Unversed in the art of subtlety, I don't quite know how to tell you that the reason my stories segue so smoothly into other stories is that I have to keep talking to fill in the silence that your gaze takes up. That sometimes, in the pause between my punchline and your laughter, my heart beats so forcefully against my chest like it needs to come out and see what you look like. Sometimes I scratch my back with a scalpel, tracing the crisscross paths you left there so the echo of your fingertips will stay on my skin forever. I love how we blend our laughter with absent-minded caresses. Unversed in the art of subtlety, I don't quite know how to ask tactfully, but the truth is sometimes I stay awake hoping to hear you talk in your sleep. I reach into your brain and untangle your dreams. I piece together a map of your mind and spend the night sailing the uncharted waters. I spend the night in your bed, thinking of all the things you said, assigning meaning to every glance and splitting every syllable against a rock. I parse over every word, bring it up to the light, examine it from every angle. Like, why do we say we fucked when we made love sound so much better? Why did we say we're friends when it's obvious that we're lovers? Unversed, unsubtle. I don't quite know how to write you love letters that won't scorch your hands when you touch the page. So instead, pick me up like a broken shard of glass and cut your mouth open against my teeth. Thank you. Who said that? I might. I'll come back later.
Man, didn't I tell y'all this is gonna be a good ass show? Listen, I don't lie. I only speak truths. But hey, to the people in the back, y'all say, "Hey, new people, how y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Hope y'all enjoying yourselves. You know, get y'all a little something to drink, make yourself at home, kick your feet up, do your hair if you need to. Listen, I got you on the conditioner. I'll do the leave-in for you. You feel me? See, sis, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to my sis. All of y'all got bomb ass hair in the back. You know what I'm saying? I can see it over the light, like real shit. I rock rough and stuff in my afro, like that. All hey, that's what I like to see. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. So, man, no one came and tapped me on the shoulder. That's a damn shame. I thought at least somebody wanted to get up here and perform next, but fuck it. I guess I'll do it. You know, introduce myself. I'm a nobody. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. I am a nobody. No. For the new people in the house, my name is or Izzy. I am 1/5, 1/6, whatever, one fraction of Mike's Wide Open. We are a local art and poetry collective here in Wilmington, but our reach extends so much farther than that, and we are blessed to be able to put on a show for you. I'm glad I could get all y'all in the same room together, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really dope. Low-key, I'm also doing this too for myself, for my mental health. Like, I was going crazy at the crib by myself. I'm pretty sure y'all were too, like, real shit. So, but facts. So, like, thank y'all for rocking with us this evening. So, I'll get on to the poem. Oh, man. So, I'm actually going to bless the space with this piece because it honors somebody that unfortunately is not with us here today, but is here with us in spirit, for sure. That time lightning broke the bottle, I knew miracles existed because I've seen lightning strike several times in the same spot. Every bolt a different spark, like the world's most dangerous snowflakes. Few I've seen carry electric on their shoulders, her mouth a downpour of emotions, leaving venues in water damage, Oshun in presence. TV pitch, HGTV's House Hunters, but instead you're watching poets turn stages into home addresses, and you would have been a top prospect, the most watched rerun. the most watched rerun. It was easy to see your sun shine without having a spotlight because you can always feel the heat in the room and tell where the bright spot. No, I said it's easy to see your sun shine without having a spotlight because when you feel the heat in the room, you can always tell where the bright spot. And I was just blessed to have shades and be standing in the right spot. Thank you. Bet. So I'm just gonna start doing it like a preacher. I'm gonna start calling people from the audience who want to get up here and do something. Who that? Who that? Oh, what's your name, sis? Say it again. Ricky. No, let me stop. All right, so y'all please give a warm welcome to our sis, Ricky.
So I'm gonna perform a poem. It's an oldie, but a goodie for me. And I think the last time, and the first time I performed it, was actually at Mike's Wide Open, like 2 years, yeah. And it's called When You Tell a Boy You're a Poet. When you tell a boy you're a poet, they will decide they are your new muse. Here to keep your pen to paper, they will give you the best lines in the disguise of lies such as, I love you. You're special. I've never felt this way before, but before you believe them, believe me. They just want to get the best poetry out of you. Sweet talk you into handing over your heart so they can origami it into something you don't recognize, like a sailboat or a samurai hat, or some crumpled piece of whatever that they can pick up, unravel, and write some jaded, I hate you, I love you, roses are red, violets are bluish on, like, you should have known when he asked what you write poetry about. It was more than just curiosity. He just wanted to kill the cat. Now there it is, and there you are, heavy breathing, bleeding, and needing some TLC. But you'll just have to settle for a pen and paper and your words as you try to make sense of all this, like, why he think I can wake up next to this poem? Like, why he think these words can heal these wounds? Like, when I told you I was a poet, you should have known that poetry is more than pain on a page. Better yet, you should have known that ain't all I do. Nigga, I'm also an assassin, able to kill you with one stroke of my pen. How dare you think you can dictate the ink in this vessel? My muse is more than what one man could ever be. Godlike, immortal, transcending you and I both. So how dare you think you could contain me? How dare you think you could seal me, this vessel? So you'll just have to settle for this pen and this paper and this muse, which is more than what I could ever be. And just know, I ain't sitting up waiting for no apology, and just know you ain't good enough to be the source of my poetry. So think of this as your soliloquy. Better yet, think of this as your eulogy. Here lies the man that thought he could ever control me. Yes! May he twist and turn in his sheets. May he find himself fighting his way out of my DMs. May he think me for a fool again, never. May he pick up a pen, put my name to paper, followed by I hate you, I love you, violets are red, roses are blue. May he become a poet, and I, his muse. Thank you.
Sis, where they be hiding you at? Welcome home. Real shit, welcome home. Y'all give it up for Ricky. She is now, there you go. She is now a member of the My Spot Open family. So you know what that means, right? It means you done fucked up, right? Yeah. So I expect to see you at future shows, hopefully, inshallah, you know what I mean? So welcome though, for real shit. I told y'all, man, dope ass show. I love all y'all faces in the audience, man. Appreciate y'all coming out. Man, this shit is all love. But anyway, we're gonna keep it stepping and moving to the next poet. Oh man, I haven't seen her perform in years. Like since 2 venues ago, which if you are like a follower of us, then you know that's been a hot minute. But I'm so glad to see her beautiful face out here tonight. Y'all please give a warm welcome to Tori.
Hey everybody, how are ya? Hi. So like he said, I haven't performed in a while and I'm like shaking, but every time I see y'all, I'm just so inspired and so happy and I feel safe and comforted. And it's like you're religious going to church or going on a vacation, or it's just very comforting to be here. So thank you guys. I'm actually gonna read something. I don't even know if it's a poem. It's just something I wrote when I was drunk and pissed off, and it's gonna be pretty short, but we'll go ahead and try it out. Why not? I make our bed, put on our TV, change the sheets, change my moods, put the phone on silent, ignore your silence. I wish you'd fight for me, not with me. I've always had your back, and I am sick of watching you turn it. Don't come back this time. This time is different. I am indifferent, immune, not afraid to be alone. You taught me how to be alone, how to survive. Don't come home tonight. Thank you.
See, not every poem's gotta be long. We got some short, nice, sweet ones too. Just like our short, sweet Tori who just came up here and did the poem, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes poets reflect their work. It's just like that, you know what I'm saying? Um, all right, so moving on. The next person that I'm bringing up to the stage is another member of Mike's Wide Open. She hasn't been up on the stage in a minute. Y'all give her a lot of love and a lot of positive vibes because, let her know that she got this shit because she do got this shit. So y'all please give it up for True Poet.
True Colored. Here lies a girl who doesn't know who she is. Well, this poem is called True Colors, so let me start over. Written in stone is her name. Hi, I'm True Poet. But let's not say that's my name tonight. Let's say you don't know me. Purple is my color, or is it a shade? Tonight, I don't know. But here I stand, not understanding the world. Well, then again, who really does? No, really, that's the question. Who really understands this world? Oh, okay. 2022 is the year, but not just for me, for everyone here. I ask you to close your eyes and count to 10, but understand where you go is all up to you. Just pretend. Pretend you are a child who doesn't understand why your parents tell you not to touch the stove, even though, if you were like me, you didn't listen. I stand here today still trying to figure out how 2020 came so fast. Here I stand understanding that it's just a year and it's not me. I am what makes the year isn't what makes me. 2022 is a year for prosperity, peace, love, joy, and happiness. No matter what the world does or says to you, just remember 2022 is love, joy, peace, and happiness. Happy 2022.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. We have some amazing, amazing acts tonight. I'm very, very happy that this is our first show back. We got all these dope ass people. Let me call it what it is. Y'all all some dope ass people. All right. So the next person coming up to the stage to perform, he was up here earlier, but we're gonna give him another shot because he got plenty of work. He got bodies. Like my man could operate a morgue. He got bodies of work. You know what I'm saying? But y'all give it up for OWG.
Sadly for me, my wife's not here tonight. She's taking care of the house and the tickets and stuff at Brunswick Little Theater, which is down in Southport. We're both involved in that place. And let me say this before I do the next two poems, the short one and the long one. We are dying for young women to come and audition for plays. And the four people that I have seen so far tonight, I don't want to drop on the guys, but we don't need guys. We need young women. And this is not an overture. It's a real deal. So if you ever feel like auditioning and learning about, and I'm trying to see the people that I'm talking to. Yeah. Okay, you're on. You can come. Actually, I need a couple of young guys too. And in particular, I'll be directing a play in next December, but the auditions are in October. So if you go to the Brunswick Little Theater website, you'll see when the auditions are. And the play that I'll be directing, again, the auditions will be in late September, performances in December, and it's called Last Night of Ballyhoo. Last Night of Ballyhoo. And if you're interested in coming and audition, it's an open invitation. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is somebody says no. And the best thing that can happen is you get in a play in a little community theater. So, okay, my wife is working. She's not here tonight. Her favorite poem, and usually she says to start with this one, and I didn't when it came up earlier. And it's one of the few that I've actually memorized. And the older I get, the fewer and fewer there are. But this one I can still do. This one's called Knitting. 2 long needles. Like this. Okay. Over, under, 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 over, under. The world is blown apart by an under, over blunder. Then, if it's noticed, it's unravel, 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 unravel. Pick up the offending stitch, which would have rendered the comforter uncomfortable. And then back to over, under, over, under, over, under. The rhythmic wonder of knitting needles, God, and Grandma, who know how to forgive and forget. So that's knitting. I am a grandpa. And I have a grandson who can be a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful piece of work. But he just graduated from high school. And if you know high school kids, just graduated from high school, you know how difficult that can be. This poem is called Towards a Definition of Stupid. The grandson, a lumbering, knuckle-dragging, football-playing lummox, sought to establish his place in his family's patrological line by challenging his grandfather to an arm wrestling match. The young fellow sweetened the offer by including a $10 bet, which only he would have to pay if he lost. How about it, Pops? Still got it in ya? The grandfather, in his still spry mid-80s, pondered for a moment or 10, smiled and said, "Sonny, do you know how they put the definition of a word in a dictionary? Any dictionary. Webster, Cambridge, American Standard. Well, they put down a few descriptors, synonyms they call them, right after the word in question. Then they give a few examples just to help the researcher get a more concrete idea of the word's meaning. Do you have any idea what the first example they have there right after the word stupid? Now, the grandson was just smart enough to just begin to fathom how much trouble he was suddenly in, but not smart enough to graciously extract himself from his mess by saying something inane like, "Oh, hell, Gramp, you know I was just kidding," and then walk quietly away. Nope, not this kid. He just stood there smirking and said, no. Well, Grandpa continued, example A tells the researcher that, for instance, a stupid person purposely places himself into a position where he cannot possibly win, no matter what the apparent outcome. Like challenging a much older person, like his grandpa, to some sort of physical contest, like arm wrestling. I mean, what if he wins? What is he going to do? Brag to his buddies or his sweet little girlfriend that he just beat his 84-year-old grandpa in arm wrestling? You see, don't you, that he would be mocked by anyone with half a brain. How could he gain anything that added to his already less than sterling reputation? By winning. Besides getting no financial benefit either, since he got nothing from his bet. But what if he loses? His grandpa gets an immediate $10 to do with as he chooses. And then for the rest of his life, the old man gets the joy of telling the tale of how this much younger boy was stupid enough to put his less than sterling reputation on the line by offering his challenge to the old man in the first place. And that same pleasure the young guy gave to the old man would continue even from the old man's grave as the children and the friends of the grandson, now grown older, continue to tell the story at every family reunion and holiday celebration, it even taking on a title of its own, the bet great-grandpa would never lose. While the now much older grandson would have to sit in his seat at the family table and grin stupidly while the old story got told over and over again. Here, Grandpa paused for a breath, and then he said, "Yes, sir. That's how dictionaries taught vocabulary, at least in my day. Now, you'll have to forgive me. Lately, I've been having some trouble remembering. What was that you said about arm wrestling?" Thank you.
Yo, clap if y'all think this poetry lineup is sick. Honestly, I think it can go toe-to-toe with some of these battle rap cards. I don't know, that's just me, you feel me? But regardless, I know we got some amazing-ass people that have been up here and expressing themselves as one should. As a matter of fact, I had a gentleman approach me in between OWG's act and asked me, could he come up here and, spit a little something? So who am I to deny a man his place, at the table? So y'all please, please, please put y'all hands together for Teddy.
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? It's nice to be here once again. My artist name is Teddy, but my name is Christopher Neal. Nice to meet y'all. And this jacket is my organization, Black Student Union at UNCW. Yeah. So, yeah, you know. But I have just one poem I think I'm gonna spit. But like, just to let y'all know, I'm a little rusty. So like, I don't have it memorized. But I'm just, oh Lord, not me messing up the poem. So I might actually read a different one because I actually just messed it up. Let me see. I'm gonna read this one. It's a little dark for Black History Month. It's called Strange Fruit. Come play in the trees where a strange fruit grows. Haunting and daunting, unique and peculiar physique. This fruit is nothing close to natural. Created by devils with pale skin and blue eyes. This fruit thrives in the deepest, southernmost part of hell. After years and years of cultivation and conviction, this strange fruit no longer grows in trees where they hang, but bloom more grotesque from pavements and curbsides of cement. They are no longer watered by fire and roped by lead and steel. The aroma of this fruit smells of burning flesh and has a twisted neck, leaving their growers with a huge check while they move on to the next. Let's hope this strange fruit will eventually run out of season, but how can it when Black bodies are open season with all of our seasoning? Because what is the reason our bodies are used to cultivate this fruit? What hatred must exist in order for there to be fields of this fruit? What anger must exist in order for people to feel like they have the right to produce this fruit, a fruit that is strange indeed. Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right, moving on to the next poet that's gonna come up here. We got a couple more on the bookings, and I'm trying to like, you know how when you're making a good meal, you gotta let some shit simmer for a little bit before you like, nah, I hit it with the little. So look, that's essentially what this is, you know what I'm saying? And hey, y'all been cooking every single last one of y'all, straight up. So the next poet I'm gonna bring up to the stage, she was already up here one time before, so y'all put y'all hands together once more for Lorde Restrepo.
I've never performed this piece before, so it's new shit. Hey, okay. All right, this one's called Same Little Girl. What's wrong with you? What happened to you these past few years? You're not the same little girl I remember, Linda. You paint your nails in all different colors, and when was the last time you spoke to your brother? Why don't you call your sister anymore? Why do you spend so much time on the floor, laying like a vagabond looking at the ceiling? What do you mean you're depressed and you feel like your life has no meaning? What are you stressed about, Linda? You don't have a husband or kids. You don't have a reason to cook or to clean. You're healthy and young, and all you do anyway is go out and have fun. You stay up late going out to the club with some random boy you met last summer. Does he even care about you, Linda? I told you boys are a distraction anyway, Linda. Men come and go. They always do. You're the rest stop they stop at when the hour's late and there's no one else around, when they just need a little bit of cheap warmth. I can't believe you turned into a whore. You're not the same little girl I remember. Remember how you would come home on Thursdays after your shift at the store in Jackson Heights and give me your entire paycheck? What a good little girl you were. You sat with your legs crossed and kept your head down and ate all your food. And where did you learn to frown like that, Linda? You ate all your food, but then you ate more, and the next time you come home, you won't be able to fit through the door. When's the next time you're coming home, Linda? Don't you know how much I miss you, Linda? Don't you know how much I put aside for you? The life I sacrificed for you? Why aren't you grateful? You weren't an accident, Linda. I planned you my whole life. I mean, who's gonna take care of me when I'm old? Who's gonna take care of me when I'm old and gray and my bones decay from picking up your scraps and your slack? I am tired, Linda. Tired of your aloofness, how you shut me out when I ask you what's wrong. Tired of asking what you're thinking. I just want to look inside your brain. Linda, let me invade your thoughts. Pick apart your mind. Hold up every piece of brain to the light and see what's wrong. I am tired, Linda. You disappoint me, Linda. I told you to take care of yourself. You're getting fat, Linda. Look at the cellulite on your thighs, Linda, the rolls on your side, the red marks on your face, your crooked teeth, and when did you stop brushing your hair? Why do you hate it when I FaceTime you? I mean, it was only a joke, Linda. You don't actually look like ugly Betty, Linda. You could actually be very pretty if you took care of yourself, Linda. Learn how to braid your hair. Find something more colorful to wear. I raised you to be beautiful. You must be beautiful like me, Linda. What happened to you? And don't go running to your father telling him about all the things we talk about either. He doesn't love you like I do, Linda. He's the one that left you, Linda. You're mine, Linda. Blood of my blood and flesh of my flesh. I made you, Linda. The other day, I bought a pet parrot and named it after you. You're mine, Linda, my little bird in my little cage, my perfect real-life Barbie doll. Why are you sad? Why aren't you smiling? Why are you so embittered? Why does your smile fall off your face every time I call you? What do I have to do to cheer you up? You're just a burden, Linda. You used to be perfect. You're not the same little girl I remember.
Beautiful. Listen, all right. So before I announce the next poet, all right. So everybody in here's got a smartphone, okay? Right? Am I wrong to say that? Assume that? All right, cool. So I want you to go to your favorite social media platform of choice. I don't care if it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and I want you to quote a poet tonight. Hashtag quote a poet. Hashtag is quotable, something. If you heard something dope tonight, take to social media, let them know that you here, let them know where you at and what the fuck they missing out on, you know what I'm saying? So that way they know next time to bring their asses over here with the cool kids, you know what I mean? So, exactly. So, yeah, if you heard something dope tonight, go ahead and do that right now. I'm gonna give y'all a chance to go ahead and get that ready. But yeah, let the folks know what they missing, because they missing some damn sure good heat. This is like a cookout where everybody brings something dope, potluck style, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Good shit. All right. So next person we're gonna bring up to the stage. She is also a show veteran and an astounding poet. Y'all please put your hands together for Michaela.
Hey y'all. I'm gonna start with a poem that's for my friend Haley. I went through this time where I wrote a bunch of poems they're called a golden shovel. And it's where you take a quote or a poem and then you make it so the last line of your poem makes that. So this is the poem Generations 2 by Audre Lorde, which is a Black girl warrior going into the woman her mother desired and prayed for, walks alone and afraid, saying both their angers. Sorry, I messed that up. But so I wrote this for my friend Haley based on this Audre Lorde poem. After breakfast come a community perpetuated revolutionary Black queen woman, king girl, not reactionary, unapologetic hood warrior going heavy heart, full force of nature into terrified violence, ain't ashamed for twerking the evolution, teeth bared fantasies woman, growling in history's kitchen. Sitting with her grief, borrows seed pearls from her mother, growing inherited oppression complexities into desired resiliency, singing those liberation gospel and Black girl divinity power hymns, prayed Black magic holiness revelations for dark-skinned sorrows, agitated walks into bold, bright darkness, into alone. Femme speaks for herself with purpose and liberation. You feel afraid of both her side eye and her smile, saying none of us are free until we all confront. She will feed you truth and eat at her own table, agitating their monoliths, spoon-feeding their collective awareness, angers. This is a poem about. Thanks. I'm a mother, and this is a poem about my experience navigating into motherhood. On being the human that grew you human. I literally rearranged myself for you. Organs shifting, skin stretching, I became what I already was and something else, a completed version of something that doesn't last. If I am a temple, there is at least one sacred room, secret room, a sacred space even I don't inhabit. I am the walls, the courtyard, the plumbing. I hold infinity inside myself, even as I am inside infinity. There is a spinning galaxy, black, velvet, sparkling constellation stretching past the imagination, the opposite of a black hole, this glowing white fire from which stars may come, being transmuted from sky to flesh by way of this flesh. I housed your heart, something hollow becoming your haven, your home, like the image of some god or goddess with four waving arms, four legs, eyelid on my forehead, a sudden sight for a blindness I didn't know existed. 2 heartbeats inside me. I replicated in miniature, not quite exact replicas of parts of myself that had been previously not quite exactly replicated from someone else. I grew copies, but not quite exact copies of parts of myself I'll never see. Inside an organ that you'll never have, I grew an organ I'll never have. Where your new stretching fingers pressed against the surface of this womb formed your fingerprints, forever unique proof that you were there, that you were here. This body is not just a body. I am not my body. I am beyond my body, but my body is also beyond me making bodies, marching inward, onward. I literally rearranged myself for you, organs shifting, skin stretching. I became what I already was and something else, a completed version of something that doesn't last. Literally rearranged myself for you. And this can never be undone. Even if everything shifts back, something has shifted. All right, I have one more. I wrote this one as part of a cohort, a group of folks. We were working on some stuff together. It's untitled. What is this so-called shifting mass when even the word country gets stuck in the throat? Built this way on purpose, for purpose. The militarization of our money, our government against us, the very foundation, prisons, just a repetitive translation for plantation. Watch the way they hand out these citations, all these ongoing violations. The arms, how can there be so many arms? The weaponized limbs of America. I can't stop thinking about the arm of Breonna Taylor falling from the edge of her sleep, her interrupted fingers, her interrupted breath. All the interrupted breaths. This country is a pandemic. The first symptom, shortness of breath. Try to say the name America without choking. Check your temperature, America. You are burning. There can never be enough air when there's an apparatus like this. It feels like broken glass, the weaponized gas of our own taxes, the bells which are warped, bringing discord and offering crumbs from behind blind walls, the hunger which just keeps deepening. But it is not just the crumbs or the shards. We are the bread. We are the seed. The thing which is more than the fascist hunger, which is the dark whisper of its own fear. We have the truth of abundance, of enough, of each other. We know the truth, let us bring it. Here is the bell of our power, let us ring it. Here too the jubilation, the call of restoration, reparation, reconciliation, rematriation. Let this joyous reverberation bring us to the future that is waiting. Thank you.
I love y'all. All right, let's get out of there. I love all y'all. Michaela, appreciate you. Appreciate all y'all. Yeah, easy. All right, so we're gonna get to the last performer of the night, unless there are any objections. Do I have any objections in the house? No? No? All right. Well, I'm not gonna hold y'all. All right, so we're gonna get to the final performer of the night. He himself is another member of Mike's Wide Open. Y'all know him. Y'all love him. He's y'all local troublemaker, but more than that, he's y'all local, like anything. If y'all need it, he got it. If you're looking for a crib, my man will stay up 72 hours, try to find you a place to go. You need food, bet, clothes, take it right off his back. But y'all give a warm welcome to my brother, the poet, TMI.
Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, how y'all doing? Last time I saw y'all, it was like 2020, and I remember it was a Saturday night, and I said, yo, it's a pandemic, and I think this should be over in a little bit, so I'm gonna see y'all at the next show. And like, I had dead ass really thought that I was gonna see y'all at that next show. And 2 years later, this is the first time I've seen y'all since that last show. So this is dope to see a lot of y'all. We never got a chance to say goodbye. We never got a chance to say thank you. A lot of y'all I grew to love. A lot of y'all I grew to look at as family. I can remember almost the first time I spoke to a lot of you in this room, be it going to the schools or whatever, showing up at your dinners and being like, y'all should come out. I appreciate all of y'all because this, for the longest, was the only thing that we had. And in the 2 years that I didn't have it, shit went haywire. A lot of things have changed since the last time I saw y'all. Last time I saw y'all, I think that I was like one arrest in. Since then, I don't have new stuff, but this is some stuff I wrote over the past few years that like I never shared because we didn't have a venue. Yeah. You ever get to a point where you got so emotional you damn near forgot what you were about to do next? So like after I said that, I was like, and did not know what I was doing. So all right, now we're gonna bring it back, man. So nervous. All right. They will label you a vandal and handle you with disregard. And then they'll uplift and stroke the egos of the ones that made your people a canvas. The ones that put up public displays of aggression, made monsters of men into monuments and said, this we proclaim, we guard. The ones that desecrated divinity, called it dark and evil, an entity outside the individual. Literal identities, names, and legacies turn to litter that they stomp as they stamp their names on all of our walls, graffiti their tags around our necks as they collar us, leaving us in a state of unrest, a state of arrest, a state of undress as we're forced to address them as the foundation when they treat us as the lost and found. Our ceremonial has become slurs. Our ornamental becomes obscene, but unseen, we are not, we were not. Unknown, we were not, we are not. We are not and were not what they named us, we are what we claim. The irony that they marred our skin and they called us the other, and then they went and immortalized themselves in the same color. Thank you. I got through that. That was cool. Okay. Y'all still hear me? Y'all still hear me? Okay, a little more comfortable so we can do it out mic now. Y'all still hear me? Again, it's not that I'm trying to harp on anything. I'm not trying to just constantly talk about the same thing, but a lot of times the same thing keeps happening, and it forces you to say the same shit over and over. And I promise you, at no point did I ever want to get on stage and repeat the same pieces over and over again. But then when I would get off stage, the same shit would be happening, and I had no new words for it. So what you're hearing is me getting to get out there because I said in a poem that I wrote years ago, I don't want to talk about it. So after everything, it's been a crazy few years, and I still haven't found all the words, but I did find some words. Y'all want to hear them words? Yes. Oh, all right. Man, this feels completely different than that other venue. Like, I remember it was always like, I feel so far away from y'all. I'm used to being like right up on y'all and like in your face. And part of me wants to do that, but I'm gonna chill. I'm on this stage right now. Okay. No matter how many times we do this, we all get nervous. Mike's Wide Open is nervous from day one to day now. We've been doing this since 2010. We are the longest running arts collective in Wilmington. You may not see us everywhere. We may not get all the funding. We may not get all the grants. You may not hear us on the radio, but believe me, we lasted a lot longer than the people that took our template, tried to run with it, do it, and then failed when they realized that it's not about the money, it's about the fucking art. So that's why it's always free. That's why it's always inviting, because this is all we know. This is what we do. So even if we're not around and you do see others doing what we fathered and what we mothered and what we othered, just remember that it's always been about the art for us. We are the art and we support all the arts. Also, tell them, y'all start booking some of these local artists that y'all see in here. All of y'all deserve to get booked. All of you deserve a wage for getting up here. All of you deserve a wage for things you do off stage. From making shirts to doing any type of cooking, you deserve a wage. Do not sell yourself short, and do not let yourself get jerked for your art. Do not let yourself get jerked for your venue, your template, your artist. Protect your art, protect yourself, and know your worth. There's one thing Mike's Wide Open can tell you from personal experience: do not let these venues jerk you out of your art. Do not let these venues and these places take out the motivation. They almost took me out, but we back tonight. So thank y'all again for coming. All right. They said we did too much, and in the same breath said we did too little. At first, they rocked with us through this metamorphosis. They were tired of poor us. But then our blood turned to lava as those that we thought shared the same sentiments cooled on us and said it meant that we were too brittle. Don't throw stones and hide your hand. So we picked up every bomb that they threw at us and threw it back, and we stood there, letting them know that we wanted all the smoke. Because at first, we had our hands up. They could see our palms. We were calm. Before the storm, it was a Sunday, and we were outside, congregating, gathered in his name, her name, his name, those names. We were exercising our first thoughts, but our we shall overcome was thrown off by oppressors throwing fits. So in return, we threw fists, no hands hidden. But to this day, all I've heard is you blew this. So how would you do this? How are we supposed to do this? Protesting on the weekends like usual, yelling at them white folks like usual. They ain't want us downtown. We did too much, so we went and got a permit. We were too turned up. But see, it was still too many noses that were turned up. Too many people turned away and tuned it out because we weren't angry right. We weren't pissed off properly. We did a piss poor job of putting the people on. And we got what seems less props from those that we had to convince that they came from people that had to convince the country that they weren't property. The irony of an iron will when we aren't angry, right? We're not angry, right? I mean, our voice, just vanity. Shit, we use profanity. And I was told that you cannot break generational curses when you break out the curse words, because those on the graveyard shift can't see you shifting shit when they are mad that you actually said the word shit. So we weren't mad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it wasn't perfect. A few of us, when we got engaged, got a little too invested, and most of us, some of us, fuck it, 3 of us got cuffed. But then, fuck true colors. When we knew that those that knew we were active then got enraged that they enabled us to be inactive, all fake outrage. You see, the world, the city, the state, the country, that was shut down. And those that were sick of being shut in were packing heat at doors, demanding to be let in, demanding to get opened up. But those of us that were sick of being shot down put our feet to the fire, and we were tired, and we were told to shut up. They felt like they were dying because they were closed in. We knew we were dying in the clothes that we were in. We, the offspring of those that sometimes showed up, consistently being told to pay attention, pay homage, pay dues, and in return, we're just being sold. But when they couldn't record us, they tried to report us. When they couldn't build a rapport with us, or they couldn't court us, they tried to quarter us and actually court us. And those that used to support the struggle now struggle to support us. And I watched that which was for us has now become a form where we can cycle in between so what up and so what. I'm sorry I wasn't angry, right? I mean, because we weren't angry, right?
What more can I say after that? Y'all give it up one more time for TMI. What more can I say? Like, real shit. Like, I don't know what to say after that. Like, yo, my man's killed it. Piggyback off of what he had to say, like, once again, I appreciate all of y'all coming out here and rocking with us tonight. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all family. Regardless, like, I don't give a fuck where we go. We change venues. Y'all obviously showed that. You know what I'm saying? And we all appreciate the love. I appreciate y'all supporting one another by coming out here. And with that said, please talk to a poet before you leave tonight. Like, let them know that their shit is fire, gas them up, you know what I'm saying? Poets, talk to another poet that you haven't talked to before, you know what I'm saying? Like, just spread the love, spread the vibes. I'm pretty sure. Oh, also, shout out to the owner of Morning Glory Coffeehouse, Tim. How I happened upon this venue was just complete, like, look, universe works in mysterious ways. That's all I'm fucking saying. Like, but I appreciate my man for opening his doors and for letting us rock out and for letting us do our thing. Hopefully this will not be the last time that we do this here. Me and Tim gonna have some talks, you know what I'm saying? We'll see. But yes, please, come back, support us, support each other, you know what I'm saying? Like, get each other's information, buy each other's shit. Y'all already know what the vibes is. But anyway, I'm gonna get out y'all here. My name is Izzy. Thank y'all for coming out to the Mike's Wide Open show, The Express. We look to see y'all again. Peace.